rain is so loud I could not hear my speaker system that I use for my podcast. So I thought, well, if I can't hear what I want, maybe I should do this, and maybe we'll come across something interesting on this drive. It's going to be a lot longer than normal. And doubt you can even hear what I'm saying. But I drove this car today because I had need for it this afternoon. Obviously, we've been rained out because I'm not going to be able to do anything in this weather. So, we are on 470 southbound. It was the fastest of the available routes. And at some point in these kind of conditions, you've got to ask yourself not what is the fastest way home, but what's probably your safest way home. And but also not involving significant delays and stoppages, things of that sort. And so here's where we are. It took me a lot longer to get to work this morning. And of course, the rain stops while I'm at work and then begins again when I'm off work. So there's the luck that would have it. Seems to me that we could drive faster, I think. I think these are more traffic issues than weather related at the moment. We probably need to put on a defroster, get this windshield a little bit in order. Yeah, we're clouding up the windshield here pretty quick. So I've got some air coming out of that. And, this is a 65 mile an hour highway, and we're going 10. So that gives you an idea kind of this weather cell coming through Kansas City right now. It's not ideal conditions. Those of you just joining, this is I-470 southbound. Normally, we're against traffic also, so it should be a 65 mile an hour highway. And it's a 10 mile an hour highway on the side that's against usual traffic. So this is pretty bad conditions, not what we like to see, and certainly not ideal commuting conditions because, my dinner's on the table and I'm not home to eat it, so it's just going to get cold. I could even potentially miss my daughter's sports practice if I don't get back, in time to turn around and leave again. So such is the issues we've got here, but someday we ought to get back on the road. This is not what we like to see, but hey, we're going 30 miles an hour now. It's an improvement. Not much, but it's something. Thank you for saying hi in the comments. Appreciate you. Appreciate all the love out there, and folks, I don't get on here too often just because I don't drive this car as much as I used to. It's been garaged for about 10 days or so, maybe longer, but it's back. We had some close calls this morning on the drive, and I feel better about this one just because I've gone into it knowing what to expect. versus this morning when it kind of took me by surprise. But for the first, I don't know, several minutes, I was going along with no rain at all. I could hear my speaker system, and I even had my sky roof, moon roof, whatever open. Obviously, the rain showed up, and I'm not going to be able to do that. So, just thought I'd document this storm system because it did look, and I was going to have to drive right through it. It may end up ultimately clearing up, and that's what we need to see. So, we're back up to about 40 miles an hour now. We're going 10. We should be going 65, but I guess we take what we can get. So for those of you who just joined, this is I-470 southbound, so it's against traffic. It's still not going very well. Normally, we have no traffic issues. Going this direction this time of day, aside from exit 11, we're now at exit 14, so we are clearing up. I am obviously talking a little bit louder than I needed to be because the rain is calming down, but I wanted to be sure that my audio was sufficient because it is a lot of noise. And so now we're up to 50 miles an hour, which is not guaranteed, but it's something. So that's good. So here we are. Traffic is, what it is. As I mentioned, I had planned on doing pest control this afternoon, but that's not going to happen in this weather. I could have gone and camped out on the properties, waited for the system to pass, but I don't think that would work out because there were still small cells that could pop up around 6 p.m. I didn't want to waste time. I didn't have a lot of daylight to begin with, so it was going to be a tight squeeze. And so I drove this car basically for nothing today. And I burned a lot of gasoline, and it takes money to make money. And if I was able to complete the route, I would have made a few $100s or something. Instead, I get to pay for extra gas to drive back in this car instead of my car that gets, double or triple the gas mileage of this one. So part of that is, we're hauling, 25 gallons of water, several ounces of chemical concentrates. We've got 2 machines here in the truck. We've got a tank of gasoline fuel mixture to fuel the machines. One is a backup machine in case the other one quits working or has a bad day. So actually we have 3 machines in this truck right now. So there's a lot of cargo in here, so I can't drive as fast. I don't want to have any spills. For those of you joining, saying hi, appreciate you, hello. I try not to look at the screen while we're doing this because I probably should be occupied on the road. And so again, this is I-470 southbound. Not the one by Wichita, but the one near Kansas City. And so we are. In the rain, not making very good time. I made it up to about 60, but I had to hit the brake pedal. It's going to be a long slog. I'm going to be pretty exhausted. And there's a chance that I have to turn around and leave again with my daughter for a sports practice in the same garbage weather. So I'll drive for an hour, maybe more, turn around, drive for another probably 30 minutes. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I would need to leave for that practice in 1 hour from now. So it's going to be a long afternoon for me. If in fact we do the sports graphics. So that's where we are for the time being, but we are slowly making our way towards Kansas. Want to be, but I'm a little ways away. We're probably we're in Lee Summit, Missouri, which is on the eastern side of Jackson County. We have to cross all of Jackson County, which is the home county of Kansas City. Cross all of that county, pretty much, until we hit the Kansas state line. Shortly past the Kansas state line, we turn south. We can do that either through I-49 or by taking one of the north-south boulevards, which are chock full of stoplights. So I either can choose another congested highway or a road full of stoplights. Those are the options, neither one of which will be particularly effective. So it is. Looks like the viewership is cleaned out a little bit. Maybe I've lived my algorithmic usage value. I don't really know, but at one point we were up to 20 viewers. We went down, then we went back up. So interaction is good. Appreciate it. It's probably the most interaction I've seen in one of these live streams that I've paid attention to anyways. And look at this, we're clearing up. The back window is not clearing up, but we have some clear sky. We have 65 mile an hour speeds. I am very tempted to turn on cruise control. Because that is considered high-risk behavior in wet conditions. Because you're not going to stop as fast. One. There's a tent to my right. If you can see that white tent. I can't believe it. It's one of these sun awnings that's just left up at a construction site. They have left this awning up for like a month. And I'm really stunned that it has held the test of time, because usually those awnings, they're pretty cheap. But anyways, I thought that's interesting. Those construction workers have their lunch underneath it, whatever, stay out of the sun. And that thing has sat there and has not blown away. It's got to be one of the best awnings I've ever seen. But anyways, those of you joining, we are on 470 southbound. It was a lot of rain. Now it is less rain. We saw quite a bit of rain up at I-70. And when I turned south, went through the cell, it was pretty bad. I'll post the full video so you can see what we drove through. We were going 10 miles an hour. Now we're up to 65. We have a slowdown up ahead. I'm coasting. And we'll see what's up. Had a few people passing through the stream. And so we'll just see what happens with this. I know that it's supposed to rain for the next half an hour. We went through a pretty severe cell, but hopefully that's passed. But there is going to be precipitation. I am convinced of that. So the next question for us is whether to take I-49 south or stay on this road until we turn south on a city street. I have about 3 miles in which to make that choice. So it'll be congested either way. So we'll have to figure that out. The nice part is that we're driving towards clear skies. The downside is we'll be turning left towards not so clear skies, but we will figure it out. So, for those of you just joining, this is I-470 southbound near Kansas City. There is an I-470 in which this is not that one. We should be through the worst of the rain. I will post the full video. I mean, we were going 10 miles an hour when I started this because I thought that was pretty wild. This road this time of day does not usually have much traffic. Hello, I see there a Demon Slayer. How you doing? Good to see you guys. Just getting through another commute. It's extra long today because of the rain. So it should have been a 50-minute drive. Well, it should have been a 45-minute drive. It's going to be 55. It's going to be an hour. It's going to be a minute. So we're just in this. We're hoping to get through the rain. We're hoping to drive at a speed that gets us home. Little family time, little dinner time before we got to turn around and leave. This is all bonus because this is a pest control truck, but we're not going to do. Wow, Demon Slayer's from India. You know, I had a good friend and roommate from India. His name was, I want to say his name, but his name was Amol. He is now in Delhi. He is an attorney. He went to Georgetown Law School, and I was his roommate while he went to Georgetown. So, comments are asking where we are. We are outside Kansas City, Missouri, USA. It is right in the middle, the heart of America, and there's lots of highways, lots of driving. We don't have a train system as lovely as India's, I can tell you that. Our trains are our vehicles. So as I was ready to friend with you, her name is Mohan. Well, hi Mohan, appreciate you. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. We can chat. And let's see, I had some other friends from India who lived with us. Their name, one was Anshul, and the other one's name was Nash. But I think Nash maybe changed his name from something else. I have a feeling his name was something else. He was a good guy too. So there were 3 Indian folks and me living in a studio apartment, actually, in Washington, D.C. It was 4 of us. We had our air mattresses on the floor in a fantastic location in Washington, D.C. And it was a way only a 20-year-old or 19-year-old could live, I can tell you that, because I don't see myself sleeping on an air mattress today. Maybe it wasn't an air mattress, it might have been a proper mattress, but it was now I'm wondering as I think about this. Well, thank you for subscribing, Mohan. Appreciate you. And we'll be in touch. You can tell me some things about India. Show us some trains or show us how a commute works there. Maybe you drive a car or a motorcycle or a moped or something like that. There's lots of different ways people drive and commute in India. And so as I was just saying, we've had a big weather system here and it slowed me down big time. And not only that, it killed my job. I was going to go work on 7 houses this afternoon, but the weather's so bad I can't do it, and so I'm not able to do my job today, my work, but I will get to go home and see my children, and that is a perk in itself. downside is I may have to go and work tomorrow, which will cost me my weekend. I hate to work on weekends, but I have done it a few times, and I have to decide. I'm going to take 49 south and not recheck GPS. Oh wow, Mohans, it's 3 a.m. in the morning in India, man. That is an early rise or a late night. But yeah, there's a lot going on in the world right now. 3 a.m. Because over here it's 5 p.m. It's after the work day, and I guess it's after your work day too. But it'd be closer to the start of yours than the end of mine. But it's really fun that we can connect with people in other countries. YouTube doesn't shelter you. You can see anybody in the world, and they can see you, and there's some fun in that. A lot of things going on. I'm curious, let's see. Tamil language. Brother, do you know the Tamil language? I do not speak Tamil. It's one of the oldest languages. Well, I always understood India had hundreds of languages, and I always found that interesting. In fact, I spoke to the folks from India in Chicago not too long ago, and we had a nice little chat outside of a hotel or something like that, and they were in town for a wedding, or not a wedding, a bachelor party or something like that. When the bachelor came around, they were quick to leave. Whatever he wanted to do, they jumped and ran. Teach me some words of the Tamil language. Yeah, no, that's great. I want to say Aziz Ansari could speak Tamil, because he had a bit about, who was it? A female rapper from the East, and in fact, he talked about how he spoke Tamil, and so did she, and he tried to tell her she was good looking in Tamil, but he didn't say it very well. I can't remember the name of the celebrity, but she was born in Asia and reached some prominence in the United States politics. So, anyway, well, I am pleased to see an improvement in the weather. This road is usually, the later in the week it is, the more busy it is this time of day. So Thursday, busy. Friday, very busy. And so I'm not so concerned by this traffic. And I'm very pleased to see some clear sky. So hopefully I will get home with, it's usually about 20-30 minutes. That leaves me 20-30 minutes to have dinner before I turn around and leave again. So that is the fun in store for May. Let's see here. I'm thinking about car. Oh, we're learning Tamil in the comments, how to say car. I guarantee you I will not speak that one correctly. Tamil has a special use of the R's. They sort of roll in a different way than even in Spanish they do. When I think about the only time I've heard Tamil spoken that I knew it was Tamil was when Aziz Ansari made his joke, and he said, he met, what is her name? It's going to drive me nuts. He met this celebrity who speaks Tamil, and he told her Ranga Inga Ralaka or something like that. And what he was trying to say was that she's very pretty, and what he ended up saying is that she had a nice chest, apparently. and he was not very good at speaking Tamil. But I did hear it once, and it's also spoken in countries outside of India, it's my recollection, perhaps even more so. There was a party in Sri Lanka, I want to say they speak Tamil, and that would be one of those countries has the Tamil Tigers, political force or something like that, and so I've heard of that spoken in a lot of places outside of India. So anyways, for those of you joining, we are in a little bit of a weather system that has cleared up, a traffic jam. We've started an interesting commentary about the Tamil language in the comments because one of our viewers is in India at 3 in the morning. First time that's happened here on our little feed, but that's always fun to see. This is just some good old-fashioned traffic that we're dealing with. And if any of you in America remember the Aziz Ansari bit about speaking Tamil, who was he speaking Tamil to? It was a female rap artist. That's all I can remember, and it's driving me crazy. I was trying to tell our viewer from India who speaks Tamil who that was. And so for those of you just joining, this is I-49 southbound, south of Kansas City, formerly known as United States Highway 71. And it is taking us to actually near the home of Patrick Mahomes at some point. For those of you who have heard of him, he lives in this general direction, and I will point out where he lives. If anybody's interested, stay tuned. It'll be a minute because this is a 55 mile per hour speed limit, maybe 65, and we're not hitting 20 right now. So how do we? So there's an outer road to my right where you can get off the highway, and it has a speed limit of 35. So I could get off and I could go 40, but you have to stop at a stoplight that is very long and watch everyone on the highway creep past you. Even though you drive faster on the outer road, you stop and wait longer, and so someone in the comments is asking my age. I actually just had my 40th birthday. Took a trip to Montana, celebrated that with my wife. So that's my age, for those of you who were curious. So, as I mentioned, this is I-49. It was the rain was so bad that I couldn't hear my speakers in the car, and I said, man, this kind of weather is going to cause crashes or something interesting. So I turned on the live stream to see, if we were going to see anything crazy. Thankfully, nothing crazy happened, but statistically, something could have happened. Something could have happened. So, those of you in the comments asking, yes, I do have children. That's part of my frustration, is this longer commute from the rain will cause me to have to leave without spending much time with them. I'll have to drive and then potentially, most likely, turn around and leave again. But so I think we're still getting some very minor sprinkles on the glass, but I'm thinking I can open my skylight here, let in some cool fresh air, give you all some of the sounds of the traffic. It is 68 degrees, so it's nice, it's not humid. The only thing that's not nice is the fact that we're going 5 miles an hour on an interstate. That's not very nice. And I think I know the person next to me, which is an unusual thing to see. Somebody I know on the highway. And that person lives 20 miles from here. But as I mentioned, this road gets bigger on weekends and later in the week. Today's Thursday. People travel south for the weekend to go to the lake, to go to Oklahoma, Springfield, whatever. So this road will get, yes, mentioning in the comments there about me coming to India, I was invited to my friend Amol's wedding, and I was in law school, so I could not attend it, and I wish I had gone. But the first year of law school is the most demanding year of your career, and that was the year that Amol got married, and I just couldn't quite get away. I also had an opportunity to travel to England for free, and I turned it down. That's how busy I was in that particular year. And law school is actually so consuming that I still, oh boy, close to that car, I still find movies that came out during my law school years I've never heard of. And there's a distressed car on the side of the road. Anyways, I come across these movies and I think, how did I miss this movie? I never knew it existed. And it's because it came out while I was in law school and I had no life studying books, and I'm still catching up on movies and things. So at any rate, we are getting closer to we are getting closer to okay, I'm going to need to change lanes soon. Usually this lane moves, we've got a half a mile, quarter mile. I'm going to need to get over. And the question is, how, at what point may I get over? I've got a half a mile. I just put the signal on and hope somebody cuts me a break. Usually I can get a gap in the road. Alright, this is my gap. One of the perks of a big car is people will give you the space to get over once you've sort of pushed your way over. Emergency vehicles, okay, we got a sign ahead, emergency vehicles before 150 highway. So that's why we're so slowed down. We have emergency vehicles on the roadside. Let's see here. Emergency vehicles, you can see the sign here about the emergency. There's the police officer. I'll just turn that camera. 2 police cars. Stranded vehicle. Nothing too crazy. But we are now getting to be back to darn near normal conditions. But this has been a long drive, ladies and gentlemen, and a stressful drive. I'm going to close the skylight back up here. We got somebody illegally changing lanes. Typical. People are a little more salty in Missouri, in my experience, both through attitudes and driving habits. Kansas people are a little more slow and conservative. Those driving habits do not line up well. So when Kansas drivers come to Missouri, Missouri drivers don't like Kansas drivers because they are too conservative and less risky. There are a lot of, I get flipped off a fair amount, more than I probably deserve. Driving in Missouri, people don't flip me off in Kansas. But that just gives you an idea of what one will deal with in those situations. So, for those of you joining, we are now in a minute 37, and actually probably more like minute 47 of the commute today. It's been a long drive, and there's been significant rainfall. Oh, there's a stranded car in the gore. Not the gore, the median. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a highway assistance over here, so they're on the job, thankfully. No need to do anything. And, well, maybe. But we have clear skies, finally. So, that's a good thing. Well, it looks like viewership's petered out, and I'm worn out, and the interesting stuff is mostly gone. So I'm going to say goodbye for now, and wish everyone safe travels wherever you may go.